Hello, I'm Gabrielle Howell, a student at the University of Florida studying nutritional sciences, and today I'm very excited to take a moment to sit down with my wonderful trainee, Lucy, to discuss nutrition facts labels and how to properly assess the nutritional values of food products. After taking some time to explain the first label, I will ask Lucy some questions based on another product's label. The two products I'll be using today are reduced fat wheat thins and very berry drizzlicious bites. The nutrition facts label is usually found on the back or the side of packaged foods and typically appears in a standardized black and white box or a similar color to the food box itself that clearly lists serving size, calories, and key nutrients. It's useful because it helps us understand and quickly compare products to make informed, healthy food choices. You'll see here the serving size, which represents the amount of a particular food that should be eaten in one sitting. For example, with these reduced fat wheat thins, the serving size is 16 pieces or 16 wheat thins, which is 120 calories. And in this box specifically, there are about 8 total servings per container. Now let's take a look at some specific nutrients. To start, there are 3.5 grams of total fat in this product. Total fat includes all of the fats that help provide energy and support our body functions. This is a reduced fat product, which means that the amount of total fats is fairly low and relatively appropriate. There are 0 grams of saturated fat in this product. Saturated fat is a type of fat that can negatively impact our heart health when consumed in excess amounts. Since there are 0 grams of saturated fats in this product, it makes it a great choice in that category. And there are also 0 grams of trans fats. Trans fats are the type of fats we want to avoid because they decrease our good cholesterol and they increase our bad cholesterol. And again, since there is no trans fat in this product, it makes it a very positive benefit for this product. Next, you'll see that there are 0 milligrams of cholesterol in this product. Cholesterol is a fat-like substance that's found in animal foods that can impact our heart health when consumed in excess amounts. This product obviously contains none, which is another benefit. There are 200 milligrams of sodium in this product, and sodium helps us with fluid balance, but having too much sodium can also increase our blood pressure. So 200 milligrams is pretty moderate for a snack, but it's important to keep in mind that it can add up if you choose to eat more than one serving. There are 22 grams of total carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are our body's main source of energy, which makes them very important to our health, but it's also important to make sure that we're balancing carbohydrates with proteins, dietary fiber, and healthy fats as well. 22 grams is a normal amount for crackers, and it's about what we would expect for a grain-based snack like wheat thins. There are 3 grams of dietary fiber in the snack, and fiber is really important for digestion, but it also helps us feel fuller for a longer amount of time. 3 grams is actually a pretty good amount of dietary fiber for a cracker snack, so good job, wheat thins. And then you'll see that there are 4 grams of total sugars in this product, which just means all of the sugars that are present in the product, including natural sugars and added sugars. 4 grams is pretty moderate for a savory snack. But you will notice that all 4 grams of the sugars are 4 grams of added sugars. And added sugars are not natural sugars. They're sugars that are added to the food during food processing, and they're not necessarily the healthiest for us, so we should be very cognizant of these in our diet. 4 grams is pretty moderate, but it's really important to still remember that that is 4 grams of added sugars that we're consuming. There are only 2 grams of protein in these wheat thins. Protein is very important for growth and development of our muscles, and obviously 2 grams is not a very significant amount, so I would not consider this snack to be a great protein source. And now we'll take a look at the vitamins and minerals on the bottom of the nutrition label. First, there are 0 micrograms of vitamin D. Vitamin D helps our body absorb calcium, and it actually supports strong bones and immune health as well. So since this product provides no vitamin D, it's not a meaningful source. There are 30 micrograms of calcium, which is important for building and maintaining strong bones in our body. And this is, again, a pretty low amount, so it doesn't contribute very much to your daily calcium needs. Iron, there are 0.9 milligrams, and iron helps carry oxygen in our blood and support our energy levels in our body. So it's a small amount, but it's still a helpful amount towards your daily intake of iron. And then lastly, there are 90 micrograms of potassium, which helps regulate fluid balance, muscle function, and blood pressure in the human body. And again, this is a pretty low amount, so it's not a very significant source of potassium in your diet. You'll see on the bottom of our nutrition facts label that there is a percent daily value footnote, which explains the percent daily value, which is based on a 2,000 calorie a day diet, and it helps consumers understand if a nutrient in one serving of a product is too low, too high, or the right amount for us. So it gives pretty quick context to all of the numbers on the label and makes it easier to compare foods and to see how a serving might fit into your overall daily nutritional needs. So now that I've explained this nutrition facts label for these wheat thins, I'm going to ask Lucy 3 questions about the nutrition facts label for these Drizzlicious Very Berry Bites. So here's your nutrition label. My first question is, how many servings are in this container and what is the serving size?
In these Drizzlicious Bites, there are 4 servings and 28 pieces per each serving.
Awesome. And my next question is this product high in added sugars, and is that a good or a bad thing?
I would say this product is moderately high in added sugars for one product. It includes 7 grams of added sugars, which is about 14% of your daily intake, and that's on the higher side, so it's not considered that healthy.
Awesome. And then finally, what is the percent daily value of carbohydrates in this product?
The percent daily value of carbohydrates is about 7%, which tells you would probably need to consume more carbs throughout the day, given that it is such a low number.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Lucy.